Hi, back again. A little more about roofing with Doug. Uh, you guys call in on a regular basis about all of our projects. Actually, the most common threaded question is, how long is my project going to take? Well, obviously, the length of time any given project takes is determined by the scope of work, and roofing is no different. Doug, can you give us an idea of, say, an average size house in our metro area on how long it would take Dalco to actually do the installation,
I'm glad to, Mike.
assuming weather's great and we don't have outside issues?
Exactly. Weather always comes into play on this. On a typical roof, you're talking anywhere from between 20 and 30 squares. Typically that should take only.
Doug, let me ask a question here too that we get asked. What's a square?
What's a square? A square is actually a 10 foot by 10 foot area. It's 100 square feet. That's what a square is. And on average home, usually anywhere between 25 to 30 squares. And that should actually, if it's one layer, should be removed and replaced in one day. Now it also depends on the pitch. Mike, very important. If it's a very steep pitch, the guys have to be roped off, and from a safety standpoint, but it takes a lot longer, not only to remove it, but also to replace it.
Something else that our customers have asked over time is they see a lot of the what I call the nails or the fasteners just sticking through the plywood deck. Is that okay?
Absolutely. When you get into the attic, if you have an opportunity to get in your attic, you'll see those nails. They have to penetrate the wood. That's what's actually holding down the shingle itself. But if you had the right ventilation, going back to ventilation again, if you had the right ventilation, that's not an issue at all. If you don't, you will see actually moisture on the tips of those nails and actually dropping down into your ceiling.
And probably one last question that we're asked, especially after the roof has begun, the roof installation has begun, we've had to replace some of the decking. Now, I can think of one real good reason, that's rot. Do we replace it all? Do we replace just some of it? How does that work?
It depends what happens. Another reason why Dalco removes the entire roof, we don't do overlays. We have to inspect that decking, Mike. We have to take a good look around the chimneys, the penetrations of the valleys, especially where the water damage, like you said, rot, is going to take place. The main reason we have to do that, because we need that nail. If we don't replace it, that nail is not going to hold. If that nail does not hold and you have an issue with the product itself, a manufacturer rep will actually come out and he'll pull from different sections of the roof. If that nail is not holding, he can actually void the warranty.
One other question that just came to mind that we're asked also: what is flashing and what is step flashing?
Flashing, and especially step flashing, is something on a slope. You can have anything from roof to wall to chimney. If it's coming down the slope, you have to have that rain, that water cascade down like a waterfall. So the step flashing is actually just like the shingles. It's worked up from the eave to the ridge, okay, from the lowest point to the highest point, and everything overlaps. It keeps the water from penetrating into that wall or into that chimney, into the brick itself.
So we don't put the roof in from the peak down. We go from the edge up.
We work from the gutter eave, and we work our way up. You're always shedding water that way.
Excellent. Thanks. I sure learned a lot. Doug,
Good.
appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Thank you.